Welcome to another training segment on the Couple Checkup. This specific section is on the Catholic Couple Checkup, which can be found at CatholicCoupleCheckup.com. The site looks and functions much like the standard couple checkup, but you can see an alternative icon in the upper left, and it does have its own URL as CatholicCoupleCheckup.com. With the Catholic version, any administration of the inventory will include the Catholic spiritual beliefs section. So that automatically is triggered when you take it on this website, CatholicCoupleCheckup.com. It is also translated. Here's a shot of the Spanish version. The whole website will flip into Spanish or French as well as English. The main scales that have been changed for the Catholic Couple Checkup include the spiritual beliefs category, sexual expectations and parenting expectations, and cohabitation issues. So you can see 3 out of the 4 of those have to do with premarital couples, whereas the spiritual beliefs scale has been changed for both premarital and married couples. We developed the Catholic Couple Checkup in collaboration with the Archdiocese of Chicago and the Family Ministries office there. They gave us some great input and feedback, and of course we had already developed a Catholic version of Prepare and Rich, so much of the content was taken from that project and adapted for the Catholic Couple Checkup as well. Here is a screenshot of a report page. You can see in the spiritual beliefs section some of the items that are referenced here. As you remember, the bullet points along the right-hand side each correspond to one of the actual assessment statements from the checkup. And some of the specific Catholic adaptations here include this first one, the permanence of a marriage commitment. Understanding the sacrament of marriage is another one. And then down here we have the importance of prayer and weekly mass. So with this couple you can kind of see it's a mixed bag in terms of their spiritual beliefs. They agreed on some of these issues, but then some of the issues they either disagreed with one another or both expressed a little bit of concern about these issues. So these discussion items indicate areas where they did not agree with one another. In this scale, the affection and sexual expectations category, you have the main 2 items that were added for Catholic couples include this item here on the boundaries of your premarital sexual activity, and then the use of natural family planning. So again, in this couple, it's an interesting situation. They've scored high, agreeing on 6 out of 7 of the items, but not on board. At least one of them, if not both, are not on board with the use of natural family planning. So if you were working with a couple from this Catholic perspective, that would be an area that the facilitator, the priest, the deacon or sponsor couple would certainly follow up with them on that specific issue. Parenting expectations, again, it's not that far removed from the standard version, but there are a couple of specific Catholic adaptations. There's an item about we agree to teach Catholic values to our children, and then there's an item about the importance of Catholic schools. Again, for this couple, that's something that they indicated was not necessarily important for them. So depending on the parish or the diocese, that may be something that the feedback process will address as more or less important. Finally, in the cohabitation area, this was an actual couple, and you can see they, as a couple, feel pretty good about the fact that they're living together. They're reporting, at least, that it hasn't created new issues for them, and it hasn't negatively impacted their commitment. Their families aren't reacting negatively to this, and so the couple in their own way appear to be reporting that it has not been a negative thing. The one thing they are acknowledging is that as they try and balance the idea of living together with what their faith or religious teaching says that there is a conflict with that. That's down here as the discussion item. But I want you to notice the terms over here: less disruptive, somewhat disruptive, very disruptive. And then down here, the feedback: cohabitation issues are less disruptive in your relationship. Catholic Church teaching and research from social sciences shows that cohabitation is not the best way to prepare for marriage. With some discussion, you can increase your understanding of church teaching and one another's concerns, and together decide on the best way to lay a foundation for a healthy marriage. So, with other categories, if a couple felt this positive about the category, it would be called a strength area. But we were not comfortable, nor was the Catholic Church comfortable, calling this level of cohabitation a strength. We were willing to say it was less disruptive, somewhat disruptive, or very disruptive in the couple's relationship. And like it says, both church teaching and social science suggest that living together before marriage is not the best way to prepare for a permanent lifelong marriage. At the same time, we know statistically the majority of couples, premarital couples, are living together these days. So this is something you might see, and this is how the Catholic Couple Checkup handles it, which invites the discussion and allows an opening for the facilitator to give feedback on what the church and the Catholic tradition says about cohabiting. It can be found, like I said, at CatholicCoupleCheckup.com, and the Archdiocese of Chicago has the Catholic Couple Checkup inserted into their website at familyministries.org. You can find it there as well. Thank you very much.